Hello, welcome to Bar 20 Arms. Thanks for stopping by. I want to thank all our subscribers enduring our videos. We have a lot of fun making them. Today we're going to do some reloading, but we're going to reload for the M1 Garand, which has a few, there's a few tricks to reloading for the M1 Garand. One is the powder selection. Now 30-06 can burn a very slow burning powder, your Magnum powders, it's fine. Not in the Garand. You want a mid-range powder, maybe like what you'd use in a 308. But the powder selection for today is the IMR 4895. IMR, improved military powder, designed for the military guns. 4895 is the burn rate that I like. And matter of fact, I found this old book. It's Small Arms of the World, and it is a really cool book. I don't know if you can get your hands on it. If you can, it would be very nice in your library. I was thumbing through the back of it, and lo and behold, there is the M1 Garand 30-06 load data. 150 grain FMJ bullet, 50 grains of 4895. I couldn't believe that I found that. So, and I've been reloading that same ammo for a long time, and it works really well in my gun. You don't have to have an adjustable gas plug for that particular load. That's what the gun was designed for. Now, I'm not going to go through all the basics of reloading. You know that. And if you have any questions, you can email us, and I'll be glad to answer them. Now, we're using 50 grains of IMR 4895. And I've got my scale all balanced and calibrated and set up and ready to go. Got to do my trickler, ready to go. Now, let's see. We're going to talk about primers a little bit for the Garand. Other guns, you may have, you may use Federal, other primers. That's fine in other guns. Garand, you need to find the thickest primer that you can get. The Arsenal primers from CCI work really well, but I can't get my hands on them. The local stores here won't order them or whatever, I don't know, but I can't get my hands on them. So the lineman books, so the next best one is the CCI 200 large rifle. So that's what I've been using. I've shot 500-600 rounds and never had a problem with slam fire. Now the slam fire is the problem with the Garand. The boat, the firing pin floats in the boat. Now when it picks up a round and throws it in the chamber, slams it in the chamber, when it drives it home, the boat suddenly stops. The inertia of the boat stopping drives the firing pin slightly forward. Now, if you just extract that bullet, not fire it, but extract it and look at it, look at the primer, it has a little dent in it. Now, I've not used other primers. I have heard that there's a possibility that they will slam fire and go off as soon as you drive that boat home. That's bad. Now, I've not had any problem, any issues at all with the CCIs, the 200s. So, okay. We covered the primer and we've got the powder. Now adjustable gas plug, you don't need an adjustable gas plug. It's kind of fun to get one and kind of play around with it, because you can make it cycle much slower, and it's easier on your brass. If you're shooting a real hot load, it's going to slam your brass out of there. It's going to hit all kinds of places, and it's going to just fling it all over the place. But if you get a adjustable gas block, you can just stack that brass up in one little pile. It's really neat. But you don't, like I said, you don't have to have one. Brownell's, they carry that, and there's other companies. I love Brownell. So if you want to experiment with an adjustable gas block, they're very easy to install. Anybody can do it. Let's see. I think we about covered everything. I use a full-length sizer die set. I've got an old RCBS die, works great. It's good quality. It's old 70s stuff, works real well. Never neck size for the M1 Garand. Always full-length size. And always examine your brass. The brass in an automatic gas gun like this is really put through the test. So always examine every part of your brass. The neck and the shoulder, everything. You don't want any problems. But like I said, don't use a collet or a neck sizer for the M1 Garand. Always full length size, very important. you'll damage the gun if you don't. It won't lock up properly. So, and that's bad. So you don't want that. Now on your boat action guns, yeah, I love a neck sizer. Redding makes them. Other companies, many companies makes them. I like the cheap Lee collet die. Works great. Works really great. I recommend the collet die, the Lee collet die, for the neck sizing if you're loading for your boat gun. Works very well. Many matches have been won with that Lee collet die, believe it or not. And I've had the most expensive dies to the cheapest ones, and there's no sense spending all kinds of money on the more expensive ones. Lee work just fine.